All right, on tonight's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our generative AI course, and we're still doing our vector databases module. We actually finished up that open AI project that we were working with the Chroma DB. So let's have a look at what we went over tonight. Now, just to recap, I'm going to read some things from last night, and then we're going to pick up from where we left off tonight. So just to recap, the LM response is not for the answer generation. It returns us an answer from the content itself, and from here we are generating a final answer. With all that being said, let's take a look at the workflow that the project will be following. This is the workflow graph that the instructor put together for the project. So this is the workflow that our project is going to follow here. As you can see, we put this together. It's kind of tiring to put this together. I had to make sure every dot was connected and everything was lined up correctly, but this is the correct flow here. So let's go over it. So first we have our files here. From these files, we're going to extract our data contents, and we're going to convert those to text chunks. These are our text chunks kit, 1, 2, 3, all the way up until 10. Those chunks get converted into embeddings. You see embeddings 1, 2, 3, all the way up until 10. Now those embeddings get stored in an index. That index gets stored in a knowledge base, and this knowledge base is going to be our vector store. In this case, it's going to be a Chroma DB. It can be a Pinecone if we're using Pinecone, but in this case, we're using Chroma DB, so that's going to be our vector store. So let's go over to the user now. So let's go over to our user here. Let's say our user makes a query. So we're going to ask a question. We're going to query the embeddings. The embeddings are going to get searched. We're going to search the knowledge base or our vector store or our Chroma DB. And we're going to generate a results. And then we're going to go to our OpenAI source, which is going to be Llama 2, for example. And this Llama 2 is going to provide us with a final output that gets delivered to the user. So that's the entire workflow that our application is going through behind the scenes. And it's exactly what everything is going to happen when we put together. Like I said, we are finally done with this OpenAI application. You can see this is the entire code here without any notes that I put together. So maybe I will try to run it when we get to an open source model. Or maybe I'll just store it for references for later on. So we're finally done with this open AI source, and we are going to be moving on. And the next topic we're going to be doing is an open source LLM. Finally, open sources are things that we can work on. We don't have to have any kind of subscriptions for, so we can actually start building models that we can use. So hopefully the name sticks true and it is actually open source, and it's not some kind of second degree name for another open AI API. But that's where we are. So we are finally done, like I said, for the night, so I can close these out. Like I said, this is in the entire code. You can see here OpenAI. Here's our key. Here's our imports. And this is the entire code we needed for the application to run. That's all of that there. And here are our notes. And this is everything we took on the subjects for this here. And then finally, we ended with our workflow that lets us know exactly what we're doing and how we got everything accomplished. So tomorrow we will be moving forward with the open source LLMs, and of course I will keep you posted every step of the way. But for now, it's the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.